It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome. Glad you could join us here on 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Next to me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. In this game, we'll see the San Antonio Spurs going up against the Indiana Pacers at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Checking out the Pacers, they haven't forgotten the fact that this team swept them last year in the regular season. This is a game they had circled going in. Myles Turner in action tonight. 11th pick in the 2015 draft. Hard to believe he fell out of the top 10 given how well he's played in his young career. Just what makes him one of the top young big men in the league, Jet.
Well, he's very mobile for a player of his height. I mean, this guy's mobile, agile, and versatile. He's got all the tiles.
You know, he has a natural sizz-off tiz-utch on the shiz-out, and that's rare for a big mizab.
No diz-out.
Kevin Hizarlin
standing
by with the call.
You speak the language. I like it.
We have an interconference affair lined up for you today as the San Antonio Spurs come in for this one. Welcome to 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. Joined courtside with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And we've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. Just off a road trip, the Pacers are back at home. This is a team showing a better record this year over last. This was their goal, and it's coming to fruition so far.
No, the start of a homestand here, a short one, but nonetheless a very important one, so you want to get off to a good start.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, Kevin, Kawhi Leonard has been a great defender from day one, but he has developed into an elite offensive player as well. Now, Greg Popovich says he basically tells me what he wants to do now. He knows he has a green light. I think that's the difference. He's more confident, more aggressive, more hungry to score than in the past. Kevin?
And they need him to be that way, DA. Thank you, especially after Tim Duncan's retirement and Manu and TP getting older. This is Kawhi's team now, for sure. And bucking the fast-paced trend, both teams tonight like to score out of their half-court sets. Doris, what are some of the keys to being successful with that approach?
Well, there's a few things, Kev. You've got to have great floor spacing. The ball has got to move, and players have got to move. It's got to be an equal opportunity offense.
And it's going to be the Spurs off the tip. A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. Aldridge and Kawhi Leonard, the two stars at the forward spots. Parker and Green are the guard set. And it's Gasol at the 5 spot. Now here's Parker. Leonard attacking, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Yeah, the assist by Parker, just brilliant. Really seeing his teammates out there.
Turner with the screen. Here's Bogdanovich. He's off on that one. Great D that time from Leonard. On defense, Indiana. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
And you know what? They played well, but just not well enough. And close games really test where your team is at.
You know, Greg, that's a great point. They just didn't have enough to flip that last switch, and losses like that stick with you for some time.
Collison with it. Real disappointing game for him in that loss to Oklahoma City. Feeds to Oladipo. Turner with a screen on Green. Shot off the pick. Oladipo, good.
Well, gives up the body selflessly, right? That's a winning play right there by Myles Turner. Such a good screener.
Parker against Collison. Parker dishes to Aldridge. And the dunk by Aldridge.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. Collison kicks to Oladipo. The drive by Collison, and there's the feed to Turner. Rebound, San Antonio. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And on the road, their perimeter shooting really helped to kind of keep the crowd out of the game.
No, I completely agree. They completely took the crowd out of it. They were scorching hot from the perimeter all night long.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And Danny Green, undrafted out of North Carolina. He's been a linchpin of the Spurs' great defense over his career.
You know, 6'6" with that 6'10" wingspan. This is a guy that can block shots like a big man, guards 3 positions, and one of the guys that we call the prototype when you talk about that 3 and D wing player.
That free throw, no good.
Well, you look at the Pacers, one of the better teams in field goal percentage last season, but their overall offensive efficiency lagged behind. The problem, not enough threes and not enough free throws, and those extra points make a difference.
And the second free throw, good. Now the Pacers last season, Doris, top 5 in both free throw percentage and three-point percentage. Is the solution simply to get more of those shots?
Well, certainly couldn't hurt if those are areas of strength, but you wouldn't mind seeing some drive and kick, attack the paint, and create those open three-point looks.
Indiana shooting their first free throws of the game.
And last season, when they got themselves to the line, they usually came through as a team up around 81%.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good, Bogdanovic. And a refined offensive skill set for the Croatian Bogdanovic.
Well, Bojan, his three-point shot, obviously a big part of his game. He can really heat it up from the perimeter. On any given night, this guy can go for 40.
And he makes both free throws.
Boy, just never a good idea to give this guy too many chances at the line. He's going to cash in.
Gasol, a screen on Collison. And Parker, here we go. A wide open look for Gasol. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Young with the ball. Gasol covering. The shot comes out.
Boy, they wanted to hit the ground running today, but it hasn't happened. Just 1 for 5 from the field.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. Pass to Leonard. Back to Aldridge. It's taken away by Collison. 11 feet away. Gasol with the steal. Pass to Green. It's stolen by Oladipo. They push it up 4 on 3. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
Well, I mean, you want to give your offense a chance, and that possession didn't do it.
Not at all, Greg. I mean, no reason for him to be taking these kinds of shots. He has only himself to blame.
A 3 from Leonard. The rebound by Turner. Pacers trail by 3. Oladipo left side. The dish to Young. Collison, the pass to Bogdanovic. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Parker outside. Kicks it to Aldridge. Leonard on the wing. Back to Aldridge. Lock at 6. He feeds it to Leonard. That shot missing. And Indiana will come the other way. They're getting their first look of the season at San Antonio in this one.
Yeah, and for two squads that don't know each other all that well, this should be an intriguing battle.
Right. In a matchup where you don't see the opponent often, there should be a lot of surprises. I don't know what to expect.
And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. So it's San Antonio now to end the drought. And Parker, here we go.
Well, this is great defense from Miles Turner. High activity level, doesn't give up anything easy.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
Now here's Collison. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. 17-foot shot on the way. And that one comes up a bit short.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
Parker dishes to Leonard. They get the rebound. Here's Aldridge. Good defensive work there by Young.
The only way he doesn't finish is if the defense gets in his face. Nice job.
And Gasol sends it back.
And really, Gasol does an incredible job getting his hands up in the air, which results in a ton of rejection.
The basket counts and one. They'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play. And Kawhi Leonard, the only player other than Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon to be an all-star starter. Greg win the Defensive Player of the Year and win a Finals MVP award.
And Kevin, I think it's fair to say that's some lofty company to be in. You know, you're worried with the retirement of Tim Duncan. Would the Spurs go through a lull? And they found another two-way superstar to kind of build their team around, much in the same in terms of mannerisms as a Tim Duncan.
And Leonard no good on that one.
And only the 15th pick back when he was drafted. Leonard was projected to become a starter, but never a superstar.
San Antonio leading by 5. Parker kicks to Leonard. The kick out to Aldridge. A three-pointer, no good. So it's the Pacers now. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. It's good from long range. Bogdanovich has got 7 points.
You love to see Bogdanovich stroke that deep ball. What an accomplished scorer from distance.
Now here's Parker. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Magic in Orlando. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. 5 points in the game.
From the opening tip, he's been active and working for good looks. He's been pretty accurate.
Collison against Parker. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Well, Darren Collison going through the free agency process this last summer. Greg, Indiana jumped at the chance to add him to the roster.
Yeah, and with Collison and his ability to play in so many ways, that is what made teams go after him. He doesn't always take a big signing to change the complexity of a team. Getting solid contributors like Collison go a long way in building the foundation of a team.
And the first one drops. Mills, he's checked in for Parker. Second free throw, no good. Doris, seems like every position on the floor is doing more multitasking these days, asked to do more, play differently. So when you're thinking about guards, which do you think do the best job of generating offense, say out of the post?
Well, the preeminent player that comes to mind is Dwayne Wade. And this is a guy who at his prime athletically was as good in the transition game as anybody in the history of the game. I know you had certain NBA analysts who have called him arguably one of the best 2 guards to ever play it. The current iteration of this guy is probably DeMar DeRozan, right? We talk about the loss of the mid-range. Well, DeMar DeRozan is excellent in the mid-range, and now they're starting to put him in the low post and let him use his size and his length to create a little fadeaway jump shot. Really pretty to watch and effective for any number of guards.
You nailed it. The Spurs offense, one of the most efficient in the NBA. It's all predicated, Greg, on motion.
And it's ball movement and player movement. They kind of want to warp the defense and force mistakes, and that's when they strike.
Here's Gay with the second effort. The shot missing. Good D by Stevenson. Pacers trail by 7. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. Pass to Leaf. Down to 5 on the shot clock. He sticks that one in from 20 feet away.
Well, how about the court awareness from Bogdanovich, showing off his ability to find the open man, Kev?
Mills passes to Gasol. Leonard on the wing. He's covered by Bogdanovich. And here's Mills from the arc. Here's Leonard. There it is, his third basket. He's taken 7 shots to get those 3.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
A nice shot by Bogdanovich.
Boy, his marksmanship has been unbelievable this quarter, and they're still down.
Here's Mills. A 14-point game for him in the win against the Magic in Orlando. Gasol, a screen on Joseph. Here's Mills. Wants to get it to Gay, and does. Gasol. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Miles Turner.
And Pau Gasol, one of the most skilled 7-footers this league has ever seen. Whether it's the low post, high post, flaring off picks, you want the ball in his hands.
The first one falls. And Pau Gasol, a very good perimeter shooter, starting to stretch his range out beyond that 3-point arc.
Yeah, his face-up game is becoming more and more prominent. Working from that elbow, he's become more of a triple threat. He can shoot it, drive it, and pass at a high level.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Al Jefferson, he's checked in for Turner. And Sabonis is checked in for Bogdanovich. And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
And Gasol is a guy who can do a multitude of things well. I mean, he scores it, rebounds it, passes it, just an all-around talent.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they? Now here's Gasol. Here's Gay, and he makes good on the layup.
And love how committed Gay is inside. No one is stopping him. He's overcoming any challenge.
There's a screen. Pass to Leaf. Dishes it to Jefferson. Pass to Joseph. Here's the floater. Now here's Mills. He's covered by Joseph. That one's a miss. His third shot of the game. He's made 1 of them. On the pass to Sabonis. He dishes it to Stevenson. Fires top of the key. Here's Jefferson. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Sometimes, Kevin, it simply comes down to activity, and Jefferson relentless pursuing those second chances.
Outside, Ginobili, the offensive rebound. A nice shot by Gasol. Gasol's got 5 points so far.
Oh, easy putback. No one got a body on him.
Boy, I'll tell you, Greg, that's just inexcusable. All they had to do was box him out. You learn a lesson the hard way in that instance.
And where have the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look, broken down by paint, mid-range, and 3-point shot attempts so far for Indiana.
And clearly, this is a squad that makes its living in the paint. Very few teams are as determined to get the ball inside as much as they are. They aren't going to settle for jump shots. They're going to continue to pound it down low.
Pacers trail by 5. And here is Joseph. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Spurs shooting 42% to begin this game. Gay outside. He kicks it to Ginobili. Nope, not that time. Nothing for two from the field. Indiana's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Knocks down the 3 ball. Joseph's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Ginobili dishes to Mills. Gasol a screen, and Mills kicks to Anderson. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
Well, in that individual matchup, the rim is totally unprotected. He's just got too much size on him.
Pass to Sabonis. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Indiana shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. Laverne, he's checked in for the Spurs.
One shot.
And that one misses. And the Pacers with the longest standing ownership in the NBA.
And that's a lot to be proud of for Pacers fans. I mean, Indiana, a state that loves basketball. And the Pacers haven't won fewer than 32 games since 1989. So they're always in the fold in terms of being competitive.
Here's Joseph after Rudy Gay's bucket. Joseph, the pass to Sabonis. And stolen by Gay. And the Spurs pushing it up now. Ginobili leading the charge. They grab their own miss. Good D by Stevenson.
Yeah, affecting the shot in a big way there. Excellent defense.
Well, you talk about getting into the space of the shooter. This is how you defend the paint.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Ginobili kicks to Gay. They set the pick. Feeds it to Laverne. Ginobili outside. Just 5 to shoot. And Stevenson grabs the board. Stevenson's got his 3rd rebound tonight. There's the triple. And no good trying to get that one. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Spurs lead by 2. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. And the Gasol brothers, Pau, talked about the joy of sharing the NBA stage with his brother Mark.
It's like a dream come true. It's hard to really picture it. I'm just proud to be Mark's brother, and I'm proud of what he's become as a basketball player and as a man.
Well, their story is a bit like a fairy tale, the way 2 of them, sons of medical professionals in Spain, have become 2 of the best centers in the NBA of this era.
Especially when you remember what a raw talent and how big and bulky Marc Gasol was when he was drafted by the Lakers. I mean, they traded him to Memphis for his brother. And that does all seem like fiction, doesn't it?
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here, what do you think they've been doing or not doing?
They're just not sitting back. They are going for steals, and their activity has been terrific.
It has, Greg, no doubt. Love that they've gotten after it on the defensive end. Just continue to put pressure on.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court right now for the Pacers. Corey Joseph is out there with Lance Stevenson. Then there's Al Jefferson. And it's Leaf in at the 3. Or something that's become popular, debating whether a player is a star or a superstar. To you, what's the major difference between those 2 thoughts?
To me, the biggest difference between star and superstar are those guys who are willing to absorb the label on a night-by-night basis and a moment-by-moment basis. You can't disappear when the stakes get high. You can't disappear on a February night in the middle of the grind pre-All-Star break. Greatness requires you to come with it every single night.
And they don't care about the conversation about them. They're bulletproof in some ways, very thick-skinned.
Very Kobe-like attribute you just referenced.
Very good comparison. So he gets them both.
In the Spurs last season, how about setting the all-time record for consecutive winning seasons with 20? This is a group that's won 50 or more games in every one of those seasons, except the strike-shortened one in '99.
They're not going to get away with many mistakes like that on the defensive end. You got to get out on him right there.
Ginobili against Stevenson. Ginobili misses. And Greg, for the Spurs, they're so competitive. It's inevitable. They just win year after year.
Yeah, but that big three of Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili, the all-time winningest trio in the history of our league, had a lot to do with it. And as that era comes to an end, they're doing a terrific job of just picking up new star talent without skipping a beat.
So it's San Antonio now, following the score by Indiana. Shots good by Mills.
And that unpredictable nature of Ginobili, it can be frustrating for the defense, especially when he's cutting them to pieces with his passing.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, the Spurs have never been the flashy team in the NBA. Tony Parker said beautiful basketball is playing the right way. Ball movement, pure, beautiful basketball is the way we've played. You have all sorts of fans, and there should be something for everybody. Kevin, he told me a long time ago, if we were in New York, people would love us.
And during Popovich's time in San Antonio, the Spurs have always played together, D.A. Got to respect their team-first approach to the game. Gay can't hit. Pacers trail by 4. Pass to Leaf. Launches a 3. Hits the three-point bomb. Leaf's got 5.
Well, you know, a lack of effort defensively, and he gets a very good look from deep.
Ginobili outside. There's the feed to Mills. Gay kicks to Mills. Sinks the triple. Mills has got his second basket of the game.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Well, I love how personal this thing is getting. If you drain a 3 on me, anything you can do, I can do better.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
And when you watch Rudy Gay out there on the court, you see just why he's always been a solid scorer in our league. I mean, any situation, any type of offense, he can find a way to get points, and really one of the more underrated players we have in our league.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Gay. Leonard comes in for Anderson. Danny Green, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili. And Tony Parker is subbed in for Patty Mills. Parker outside. Spurs working the ball around now. And here's Leonard from 3. And it's out of bounds. And they say it was last touched by Leonard.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Leonard. He's coming off an excellent season. Averaged 25 points per game last season. 6 rebounds and 3 assists. He has been at his most dynamic, no question about it, a real handful.
Let's make no mistake, one of the elite talents in the NBA and operating at the highest level right now.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. And with Rudy Gay, scoring, Greg, has never been a problem for him, has pretty much had the same level of production his entire career.
Yeah, and if you say that about some players, it's considered an insult, but it's a good thing for Gay. Usually will shoot in the mid-40s for his field goal percentage, and solid at that small forward position. Also a great ISO game.
And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
And checking out the numbers for Young, how he performed last season. 17th in field goal percentage, and he was also among the top 20 in steals. That ability is more unique than folks realize. Very valuable defensively.
And a guy who rarely takes a bad shot. I love the way he plays. Completely unselfish with the basketball. I think he'd rather pass it off than take a bad shot. Now Leonard. After Bogdanovich missing on that last three-pointer. And it's sent back by Turner.
How about Turner's ability to anticipate when the shooter's going to release? Couldn't be better at timing his rejections.
Indiana trailing here. Collison kicks to Young. Back to Collison. It's good. This game is all even. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Screen by Parker. Green dishes to Parker. He got right to the cup using that screen. Parker's got 7 points.
And able to get it done once again in close. Just one of the ultimate finishers at the rim.
Here's Collison. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. He has 5.
What a memorable way to cap off that move. Finishes with a flourish.
Parker with it. And Young picks him up defensively. Parker passes to Aldridge. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 3 assists now in this one. Oladipo outside. Oladipo with a screen on Parker. The drive by Collison. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Green kicks to Leonard. Bogdanovich grabs the miss.
Now that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
No, exactly, Greg. Especially when the ball is that deep inside. You've got to respect how he altered that shot.
Collison, no good.
Yeah, you love the solid screen, but what you hate is just the inability to finish.
You know, that's okay, I think. Even though they miss, they still have to be happy with the shot selection.
Now here's Green. He's coming off a 16-point game against Orlando. 5 on the clock. Parker kicks to Leonard. Over Bogdanovich. Another miss by Leonard.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down. Try to get some easy ones.
He has that confidence rolling, hitting 2 threes in the first, but he hasn't had one since.
Banked in off the glass. Leonard's got 8 points.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Parker against Collison. Up and in for the basket. Number 4. That makes him 4 for 5 now. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far.
Well, you think back to Nate McMillan's history, right? An assistant coach with the Pacers for 3 years. They made the unexpected decision to look for a new head coach, and in 2016, they promoted him to that role.
Now, here's Bogdanovich following the miss by LaMarcus Aldridge. Outside Collison. The dish to Young. Over Laverne. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
Well, I love the terrific concentration by Thaddeus Young. He's not letting the defense alter that shot.
Now Parker. He has 7. Leonard attacking. The shot will not fall. Good D by Bogdanovich.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but it's not helping his team. That was an awful quarter. Well, that's the shot they want. He always has the green light when he's that open. Boy, one miss isn't going to change that.
And Leonard gets it to go.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Oladipo outside. Collison with it. He's picked up by Parker. No good off the back of the rim.
Well, it's not the defense that caused that miss. That one's all on him.
Leonard dishes to Parker. Leonard attacking, lays it up off the glass. And it's a 3-point Spurs lead.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
Now here's Oladipo. A 24-point outing in their last game against Oklahoma City. Collison against Parker. They set the pick. Outside Leonard shoots the three. It's rebounded by Indiana. Turner's got his third rebound tonight.
I'll tell you, he's been dry from three-point range in the second quarter after hitting one in the first.
Here's Young. That one a little long. Spurs leading by 3. Leonard kicks to Green. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And there's a call. It's on Indiana with the foul.
And one thing you can say about Green, I don't know of too many players who are as dependent on their three-point shot as he is. He needs that shot to be falling for him to make an impact.
And he makes the first. Well, we all have hobbies outside basketball, Doris. You've said that one of your passions is cooking, and I know this personally. I have to ask, what's your best dish? What's your specialty?
You know, that might be too many to name, but if I were to pick just one, I would probably have to say my chicken tetrazzini is my children's favorite. Boy, I can throw down in the kitchen, Kevin.
Learn that from Mom? Did you just pick that up on your own? How'd you learn to be such a good cook?
You know, my daughter and I, that was one thing that sort of really bonded us. We would watch a little cooking show on TV, head to the kitchen, and try to reproduce it. So Sarah and I did some work.
Love that story. Now, here's Joseph. He's got 7. Screened by Jefferson. Young against Anderson. Jefferson setting the pick for Young. They need this. Another miss by Young. Spurs leading by 5. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Victor Oladipo. The Spurs have made 7 free throws and missed 3 in this game. And he knocks down the first one. And the Pacers still looking for their first NBA title, but 3 titles, as we know, for the franchise in their ABA days.
How about in 9 seasons with the ABA, they made the finals 5 times. Now, granted, there were only about 10 teams in the league, but that's still pretty impressive.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Leaf comes in for Thaddeus Young. And Lance Stevenson subbed in for Victor Oladipo. Pacers trail by 7. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Mills with the steal. And a fast break now for the Spurs. And the jam by Rudy Gay.
You got to be cautious around Gay. He's phenomenal at using his wingspan there to swipe away the ball.
Indiana's gotten fewer than half of their 3-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Joseph with the ball. Gay picks him up defensively. Inside. Stolen by Anderson. Out of bounds. Indiana takes possession.
And checking out the numbers for Joseph, last season's performance for him put up about 9 points per, 3 assists and 3 rebounds. And when he takes over at the point, he really keeps the offense flowing.
Well, this is a guy who brings a solid skill set. Excellent ball handler, high level of playmaking, the perfect backup point.
Now here's Joseph. He has 7. Good on the shot.
Boy, ran his man right into the pick and got the open look. Basketball 101.
Now here's Mills. He's covered by Joseph. Gay kicks to Anderson. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Mills passes to Gay. Just 5 to shoot. Yes, that goes in.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Before his injury, Rudy Gay had made some strides on the defensive end. In general, Greg, he doesn't get enough credit sometimes for his impact on that side of the ball.
Yeah, Gay has always been a great ball hawk. I mean, he's got long arms to pick off lazy passes. He gets a good amount of blocks for a wing player as well. Very much so underrated when you talk about his defense.
That's good from Rudy Gay.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
And Joseph kicks to Sabonis. Ginobili and Stevenson. Passes it to Sabonis. Outside Jefferson. Over Gasol. Jefferson's shot is off.
Boy, he hasn't given them much of anything tonight. He's got to look for his own shot a little less and keep the ball moving.
Mills dishes to Gay. Ginobili, count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
I love this approach. Despite the lead, still attacking, adding fuel to the fire.
They are absolutely relentless right now, Greg. There's no end in sight. They are going for it.
Now, here's Stevenson. 17 points for him last game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City. Over Ginobili. Stevenson can't hit.
Boy, just enough defensive attention to throw that shot off target.
And so that's the end of the first half. It's San Antonio up by 12. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks so much. Kawhi, you seem to be so at ease out there. How much is that helping your game?
It's helping me out a lot. Just coming in the game relaxed, just with more intensity. I mean, my teammates are getting me involved on the offensive end. I'm playing great on defense. We just got to keep it up second half and not let it up.
Hey, Kawhi, thank you very much for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time to check out the first half of action. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. They were on a nice little roll in that opening period as they got their lead up as high as 7 points. The second quarter saw them extend their lead to 12 points at the break through some solid team basketball. Very few wasted possessions and a strong effort defensively. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how San Antonio played?
What stood out to me more than anything else was how hard they got after it on the offensive glass. They were keeping possessions alive and converting those rebounds into points. Take away those extra points, they're not in this position, Ernie.
Kenny, what did you think about Indiana?
Well, they shot under 40% in the first half. There's your deficit. They missed some open looks, wide open. But overall, I thought the offense was stagnant. Look for their coach to draw up some specific plays to try to jumpstart them in the second half.
So that'll do it for now as we send you courtside with Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K crew for the start of the second half.
A flyover of downtown gives you a great perspective of our location as we welcome you back to Indianapolis. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of Pacers trail by 12. Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. The defensive tandem of Green and Leonard outside. Aldridge is at the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Parker in at the point guard.
Yeah, Miles Turner can carve space. Don't let that lean frame fool you. He can get inside and score deep.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. Back to Parker. Right side Gasol. Leonard, that's for 2. A second chance effort. It's Gasol missing. Indiana's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Joseph, that's good. San Antonio leading by 8. Green kicks to Aldridge. Parker outside. It's rebounded by Indiana. Turner's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Boy, searching for some rhythm here at the start of the second half. That's their 3rd straight miss.
Leonard on the wing. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
And he moves so well. When Leonard drives the lane, it's pretty much a guaranteed bucket. Terrific body control, and he plays with the ultimate force.
Here's Collison. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
Great beginning to this second half. Now 3 for 4 from the field.
Parker against Collison. Leonard kicks to Parker. Right side Leonard. Over Bogdanovich. And again it's Kawhi Leonard. Leonard's got 17.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Spurs' Greg Popovich talked about developing players. He said, our method is usually tough love. I don't think coddling works, and beating them to death mentally doesn't work either. You give them a clear picture of what's demanded, show care, understand what makes them tick. If that doesn't get through, you get rid of them. Kevin?
And the military background of Popovich plays a part in this way of thinking, David. It's why the Spurs have been so successful for so many years.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
Well, you've simply got to push through that, right? You need to at least contest the shot. Otherwise, he's going to knock it down.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. And the Spurs, Greg, one of the best defensive teams in the league for 2 seasons running.
And it's really all about execution. They seem to just move in concert and stay connected. No silly fouls. And with their length, nothing easy inside.
And the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Well, I think they've got to ramp up the pressure. There's no excuse for letting them score at will in the paint. Make them feel you.
Victor Oladipo, he's checked in for Joseph. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. They set the pick. Kicks it to Collison. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now, 6 for 8 on the night.
Well, defending him inside is never an easy job. A little reminder of that right there.
Back to Green. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Green's got 10 points.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wimp.
And to me, that's all about the body control, right, Greg? I mean, he does such a stellar job sizing up this man and drains it despite having the size on him.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
The 10-footer. Another one falls for San Antonio.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
The drive by Collison over Parker. Collison, no good. Spurs leading by 12. Dishes it to Green. From the arc. They grab their own miss.
As long as they can hang on to this lead, he won't have to answer for what's been an off night for him.
Bogdanovich passes to Turner, and it's slammed in by Turner.
And this is why Miles Turner is such a high percentage scorer. You combine length, athleticism, and basketball skills. Good luck with that, defense.
Parker kicks to Green. Spurs working the ball around now. Leonard dishes to Aldridge. Shot clock at 6. The teardrop falls in. Aldridge has got the lead up to 12 now for San Antonio.
Boy, what touch. You know, a lot of guys don't have the kind of feel necessary to make the floater.
And Young kicks to Oladipo. Screen by Young. Green against Oladipo. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And last season, Victor Oladipo making big advances in his ability to shoot the three.
Well, I thought Oladipo just played with a confidence that we hadn't seen before when he was taking perimeter shots. He seemed to trust his perimeter game more, and it helps when you have the green light.
And the first one drops. And Oladipo has some parts of his game that needs work, but he is certainly terrific on the big finish.
Yeah, I mean, he's got longer arms than you would think for a player of his size, and the overall physical skill set, there's no doubt about it. You know, you look at his ability to just stay floating in the air for that extra moment when he's in attack mode, and this is a young man that still has his best basketball ahead of him.
Well, the versatility of Victor Oladipo is fantastic. This is a clever guard who plays his heart out on both ends of the floor.
Young outside. Collison the pass to Young. Collison with a screen on Leonard. Here's Young. And it's sent back by Aldridge. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Aldridge. The Spurs making a switch here. Ginobili's checked in. Clock at 4. And for 3, Collison. And another one in the scoring column for him. He's 7 of 10 from the field.
Really good job of creating just enough space to let that one fly.
Parker dishes to Aldridge. Back to Parker. Over Collison. And Parker gets it to go. The assist by Aldridge. And that's now 9 points for Parker.
And that's a nice jump shot there by Parker. Caught it right in rhythm.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
And LaMarcus Aldridge really possesses tremendous shooting touch when you consider this guy's basically a 7-footer, and he's increasing that range. Last season, up over 40% from 3.
And Aldridge doesn't shoot a ton of threes, yet he still earns his keep in that mid-range.
Yeah, on that left block, back to the basket, and with his size, that turnaround, Jay, is just about unstoppable.
Jefferson's checked in for Bogdanovich. Down low, stolen by Ginobili. Here's Leonard, knocked loose. It's taken away by Collison. Jumps up, and then Oladipo with the jam.
Well, we know Oladipo is an elite dunker, one of the most creative guys when he's at the rim.
And that last replay, courtesy of Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Aldridge a screen. Parker kicks to Aldridge. He feeds it to Ginobili. Back to Aldridge. Over Young. That shot off, so Indiana will take it the other way. Oladipo outside. It's deflected. And Laverne kicks to Leonard. Right wing. Parker with it. Picked up by Collison. And here's Leonard from 3. It's rebounded by Indiana.
He had a make from downtown in the first half, but no threes since then.
Collison, no good. Spurs leading by 8. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And you know, guys, in the first half, he was a lot more focused. Maybe he's feeling the heat of the defense a bit more here in the second.
Indiana making some changes. Sabonis, he's checked in for Miles Turner. Leaf comes in for Thaddeus Young. Lance Stevenson subbed in for Darren Collison. San Antonio also making some changes. Rudy Gay's checked in for Aldridge. Anderson comes in for Leonard. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. Jefferson's shot is off.
Now that's where they want to go with the ball. They can tolerate a few misses as long as he gets his touches inside.
Now here's Mills, guarded by Oladipo. There's the screen. Shot clock at 5. Misses off the left iron.
And defensively, moving his feet there, staying right on top of the shooter.
What a great job contesting without fouling. Exactly how you want to defend the mid-range shot.
And a look here at the shot chart for Indiana.
And really what jumps out to me about this shot chart is just how aggressive he's been when on the floor. I mean, he's doing everything he can to get as close to the hoop as possible before putting up that shot, and it's worked out in a big way for him and his team.
No good on the free throw. He hits the second from the line.
And really, as recently as 2014, the Pacers were a team with that old school front court. Some tall timber inside, and they played that slow, methodical pace. They have revamped the roster, looking to space the floor and really fire it up on offense. And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. To be out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Well, this is a tough night so far. They'd be smart to rely more on a couple of their other options.
No good from Ginobili. Pacers trail by 7. Here's Stevenson. Got a piece of it. Ginobili with the ball. He dishes it to Mills. The pass to Anderson. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Spurs leading by 7. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
All the officials are all over that one.
The Spurs have shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line.
And as a team, excellent a season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
Shooting 2.
Free throw, good. Anderson. Corey Joseph's checked in for Indiana. He doesn't get the second one.
Well, with the NBA being so much about pace and space nowadays, that makes Al Jefferson a throwback. A rare big man these days who wants to make his living posting up.
Joseph against Ginobili. Pass to Leaf. Laverne with the steal. And the Spurs pushing it up now. Anderson with the ball. Lays it up and banks it in. Anderson's got 7 points in the game. And Jefferson has said he's seen the NBA transition to floor spacing big men happen right in front of his eyes.
Right, but he believes there's still a place for his game in the NBA. Still a good scorer, able to punish teams in the low block, playing with the second unit.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
And his guys are getting frustrated. Coach just really kind of needs to calm them down.
I think, Greg, they've got to continue to believe that the next shot is going to go in. He can hopefully communicate that effectively to them.
And let's check out the stats for Ginobili, how he performed last season. Last year averaged 7 points a game, 2 assists and 2 rebounds. And it's always nice to be able to bring a shooter like him off the bench.
Well, hard to win if you can't get points productivity. And that's what makes this guy valuable to that second unit.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket, guys, still shaking. Mills passes to Gay. Anderson kicks to Mills. Pass to Laverne. A rebound by Jefferson. Jefferson's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Leaf, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. The Pacers have shot just above 55% of the line, going 5 of 9. He's off on the first.
Well, free throw shooting is a constant cause of concern for them, and today that concern has been front and center.
And the second free throw, good. And the Spurs with possession here. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. It's off to Boston for them after this game as they take on the Celtics. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip. Laverne dishes to Gay. And the jam by Rudy Gay.
And we all know Gay is capable of dunking it. He can't let him get to that launching pad there. You're only asking for trouble.
And Joseph kicks to Stevenson. Over Ginobili. Joseph has an open look. And a miss there on the triple.
The defense not doing its job there. Left him wide open, and I'm sure he's kicking himself for not cashing in.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Well, that's just stellar interior defense. You can't ask for anything more than that.
Kept alive. Second chance shot, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Kevin, don't you just love the way Al Jefferson uses his body? This guy is so skilled at getting the defense to react.
It's his first trip to the line. No good on that one.
You know, I've always felt Al Jefferson is such an understated pro. He loves the game. His work ethic is remarkable. To me, any organization would want this guy on their team.
And the Spurs making a change here. Gasol's checked in. Good on the second free throw. 1:03 left in the third quarter. Now here's Mills. He's covered by Joseph. Gay right side. Back to Mills. Kicks it out to Gay. 4 on the clock. Off target from the wing.
Hey, we're not seeing the best quarter by this guy, and he's lost his feel a little bit.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Ginobili kicks to Gay. The kick out to Anderson. Drills the three-pointer. Anderson's got 6 here in this quarter.
I'll tell you, you give him a free look from three-point range, that is simply a recipe for disaster.
Now here's Joseph. He's got 11. At the elbow, Stevenson. And Gasol sends it back. The 3 from Mills. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And we've reached the end of the third. Spurs lead by 9. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Greg Popovich.
Everybody got to rotate, rebound, with pace going back.
It's attack, attack, attack. That's all it is.
Greg Popovich distilling it down to one simple concept: be aggressive.
And guys, he knows this game so well. When they control momentum, the pace, they're much harder to beat.
3 quarters in the books, folks. Glad to have you with us. Welcome back as we get going. They've got Leaf. Sabonis is out there with Jefferson. Then it's Lance Stevenson. And it's Joseph in at the 1. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Pass to Leaf for the 3. Gasol with the rebound. San Antonio leading by 9. Stolen by Stevenson. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Rebound San Antonio. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. It's Anderson with the drive. Sabonis grabs the board. Sabonis has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Leaf. Jefferson trying to break loose. No good from outside. The Spurs shooting 40% from the field. Gay passes to Mills. Over in the corner, Green. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by Indiana. Leaf's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Stevenson outside. Over Green. That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Stevenson.
How about that move? Is this guy special or what? Just love watching him operate inside.
Gay kicks to Gasol. Feeds it to Mills. Outside, Green. To the inside. It's stolen by Jefferson. From the line. And off the front iron, and in it goes. 6 points for Lance Stevenson.
Efficiency has been the hallmark right now down the stretch. He is making the most of his opportunity.
Gasol kicks to Green. Here's Anderson. It's tipped. Now here's Joseph. He's tightly guarded. He kicks to Jefferson. Back to Joseph. There's a screen. Passes it to Sabonis. And again, it's Indiana converting.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Gay left side. And Pau Gasol, the bucket on the assist by Rudy Gay.
And I just love seeing Gay share the ball. A solid distributor, given his size and ability to see over defenders.
Here's Leaf. He's covered by Anderson. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
A different look now for San Antonio. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Gay. Leonard comes in for Anderson. And Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Turner's checked in for Jefferson. Young comes in for Domantas Sabonis. Bogdanovich is checked in for Leaf. And it's Collison in for Corey Joseph. That one misses for Stevenson. San Antonio leading by 3. Parker kicks to Aldridge. And Aldridge slams it in. That gives him a double-double in this one. 10 points and 10 rebounds.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
You know, and I'm not seeing any urgency out of this defense, especially considering the deficit in the score.
The shot by Turner, no good.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Green kicks to Leonard. And it's Leonard with the jam.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Screen by Young. Collison dishes to Young. Turner with a screen on Aldridge. Stevenson with a clean look. And the Pacers can't get it to go. A 3 from Leonard. The D by Bogdanovich. Pacers trail by 7. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. The Pacers making a change here. Oladipo's checked in. There's the feed to Collison. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That is his first foul of the game. A wide open look here for Oladipo.
And they've gone ice cold from the outside as they're trying to cut into this deficit. The three-point percentage much worse this half than it was in the first.
And the wide open shot from Collison drains the three-pointer. Collison's got 10 points here in the second half.
Confident and composed on the three-point shot at a critical juncture.
Aldridge a screen. Green, the pass to Leonard. And the bucket counts. Three-point chance here.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Well, you want to slow this man's roll right now if you're the defense, because you've got to make somebody else beat you. He's cooking right now.
Find the lane. Find the lane. One shot.
Pacers trail by 7. Outside Collison. Screen by Young. They set the pick. And Bogdanovich kicks to Turner. Knocked away. Parker with the steal. Outside Gasol. Kicks it out to Leonard. Takes the three. And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in. Aldridge has got 3 assists now in this one. The dish to Turner. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Boy, after an up and down first half, he's finally gotten a flow. These are the right shots for him.
Parker dishes to Leonard. Aldridge, the pass to Parker. Fires the three. It's rebounded by Indiana. Turner's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. And Bogdanovich kicks to Collison. Turner with a screen on Leonard. Screen by Young. Down to 5 on the shot clock. 11 feet away, and the shot is good. The Spurs lead has been cut down to just 6 points, and the bucket from Turner.
How pretty was that turnaround? That is one of the slick moves in the business.
Moment here now for an injury report. We got a chance to check up on Rudy Gay's status. David?
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer for the Spurs gave us some info. After taking a look, he informed me that it doesn't look too bad. A really discouraging development for this team at such an early point in the season. We'll see how they respond, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you for the update. I know we're all interested in what his status is.
And it might be a tough road back for him. I mean, but one thing's for sure, he will be back.
Well, we know this. The guy's a fighter. I'm sure nobody's more disappointed than he is to have to go through this. But I am sure this guy will work every day to get back as quick as possible.
And the block shot turns into a shooting foul. So the defensive effort there a bit too much, as the officials will send him to the line, and he'll shoot some free throws.
Boy, guys, such a rare combination, right? A great shot blocker who can also make threes. And if you think back to that 2015 draft, 3 kinds of those players entered the league. Karl Anthony Towns, Kristaps Porzingis, and this guy, Miles Turner.
That free throw good from Turner. You talk to us about a stretch 5. Miles Turner already a knockdown shooter from long range.
Well, it's incredible at his size to be that smooth, that quick, and that high with his release. Your eyes are not lying. That's a 7-footer with a gorgeous shooting stroke.
Aldridge dishes to Parker. Over Collison. That shot off. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. Outside Bogdanovich. Back to Collison. Turner with a screen for Collison. Screen by Young. There's the pick. No one near Turner as he lets it go. And again, it's Indiana.
You know, put a rough first half behind him. He's absolutely crushing it here in the second.
Parker kicks to Leonard. Over Bogdanovich. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. 31 points for Leonard.
Ooh, with a player this hot, I don't see their lead going anywhere.
Turner with a screen for Collison. And Bogdanovich kicks to Turner. That's a basket. His 8th from the field, 8 of 14.
On the attack, he has that ability, trying to close this one out.
I'll tell you, that's the killer instinct you need to have. You love the attacking mentality near the cup.
A 3 from Leonard. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. And the foul called on Pau Gasol. That's his 5th foul. Pacers trail by 3. Here is Collison. From 11 feet away.
And throughout his career, Gasol has continued to build upon his reputation as a lockdown defender. He gives his all on that end of the floor.
Parker kicks to Gasol. Parker inside. He's covered by Collison. Here's Leonard. The rebound by Turner.
And this is really good defensive pressure, whether he gets the block or not.
No, Greg, you're absolutely right. This is strong defense. It's about making the shooter feel uneasy, and that's what he did.
And here is Parker. Leonard, the pass to Parker. This all setting the pick for Parker. It's tipped. Out of bounds. Indiana takes possession. Here's Collison. They are right on the brink of taking the lead.
This is an absolutely critical juncture in this game.
Gasol with the steal. And oh, here we go with Leonard. Nobody back. And there's the big-time jam. He slams it right over Turner.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
Turner with a screen on Leonard. Collison with it. Leonard picks him up. Collison kicks to Oladipo. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
Listen, that's a look he can hit, but right now he can't throw it in the ocean.
Parker outside. This all setting the pick for Green. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. And the Spurs lead by 7.
And how about the commitment of Gasol on the screen, doing whatever he can to open up shots for his teammates.
Collison kicks to Bogdanovich. That one's not going to go. Aldridge with some nice D. There's Green with the 3. Again, the miss by Green. Indiana's gone into a funk from downtown in the 4th. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket.
Oladipo getting more confident in these big-time moments, demands the basketball and finds a way to score.
Parker kicks to Green. And stolen by Bogdanovich. Now here's Collison, the fast break opportunity. Green against Oladipo. Another miss by Oladipo.
Well, they get it to the high percentage area, and then it all goes wrong from there.
And it's the Spurs ball. They've held a 12-point lead earlier, and now we've got the intentional foul. It's the first, and that puts them up by 5.
And Parker just so skilled at marching his way to the stripe. He just has an endless amount of cunning moves that consistently frustrate the opposition.
So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Yeah, that's how they can ensure this lead stays where it is. Keep knocking down those free throws.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. They trail by 6. 36 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Well, this is what they're left with, needing a fast bucket, then a foul.
Well, it's desperation time, and you don't have a ton of time to play around with. They know it. Got to get to work.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Kawhi Leonard.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
And it's the Pacers with the ball. 6-point game. Oladipo dishes to Collison. Young outside. And stolen by Aldridge. And it's out of bounds. And they say it was last touched by Leonard. Timeout called the Pacers. They're behind by 6. 24 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
And whatever play they run has to be quick.
No time to waste. They have to score fast and then foul quickly.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
He drops the first one, and that brings them within 5.
Well, the athleticism that Miles Turner brings to the center spot is quite remarkable. This guy, an exceptional player on both sides of the floor.
Both free throws good from Turner. 20 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And they foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
Shooting 2.
Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there. Collison kicks to Oladipo. Sinks it. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
And he's just putting the team on his back when he's needed most.
Don't you just love to see that confidence when taking these big shots?
And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul. So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. The Spurs making a switch here. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Well, guys, that'll seal it for sure, right? Terrific job keeping his concentration and knocking those down.
And so it's San Antonio who scraped by with the win. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Danny, a strong defensive effort both individually and team. Now, how comfortable are you at that end of the floor now, knowing that you can make things tough on the opposition?
Well, we want to make them take tough shots. We're not comfortable at any point defensively, but we got to continue to be active and be aggressive and get our hands on loose balls.
It's been the mark of the Spurs for a long time, Danny. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.